Tracking the number of days that your stores are open seems like a pretty straightforward thing to understand. But during the COVID pandemic, tracking your store operating days was anything but simple. In fact, it turned out to be a very complicated matter. When COVID hit, it changed retailing as we know it forever. My name is Mark Risky, and over the course of this 9-part series, we're going to examine how the pandemic has impacted brick-and-mortar store traffic and conversion. How many times do you think non-essential retailers had to close and then reopen their stores? It's impossible to truly answer this question, but one can imagine it happened constantly. Close, open, close, open. It seemed to be almost random, and it was utterly unpredictable. This created nothing but challenges for retailers as they tried to navigate this pandemic as best they could. And the other factor was geography. Because you know what? The coronavirus didn't just spread across the country evenly. It ebbed and flowed as the virus took over market by market, city by city. And so as a retailer, you couldn't establish a set policy of stores opened or closed because they were all opening and closing at various times throughout the pandemic. It almost seemed utterly random, and it was certainly unpredictable. So as we looked at the map, as the virus spread across the country, you could see hotspots popping up all the time like Texas. Ow, very hot. We discovered as the pandemic rolled on, it became vital that we tracked store operating hours. And we found that the best way we were able to do that is by looking at the store traffic right down to the hours. Because even though head office couldn't determine necessarily if the store was opened or closed, we could see it in the traffic data right down to the hour. And it was really important to have this information because as we started to look at traffic volume coming back, we needed to compare that traffic volume to how many store operating days there were. That would help us understand if the traffic was truly increasing or if traffic was merely going up because there were more operating days where shoppers could visit the store. And so what were the key takeaways of this lesson? Number one, retailers need to start tracking their store operating days like every other measure. And putting that right on their traffic reporting is a great place for that to be. Join us next time where the lesson we're going to look at is what retailers can do when their stores are closed, when they have no traffic.